I turned 33 today, and for the first time in my life, I actually managed to keep the promise I made to myself, to not binge and purge for one whole month before my birthday. 46 days to be exact. You have no idea how empowering this is, how freaking proud of myself I am. It took so long to get here. So many years of me saying, next year is gonna be different. And this time, it actually is. A part of me is a little scared that soon I'm gonna wake up from this awesome dream and go back to my old habits. But that part, the one that used to be huge and would ultimately self-sabotage, isn't that prevalent anymore. There's a new part now. Louder, stronger. The part that tells me that this is actually the beginning of my life. At 33, I'm reborn. I finally made it to the summit after a long hike that took me through treacherous valleys and dark caves I stayed in for months at a time. I have finally arrived, and I can clearly see all the mountains in front of me that I want to climb, all the summits I want to stand on top of. In the past, I used to think about my goals and dreams and get anxious. A part of me didn't believe I could do it, that I could handle the good in my life. I was always afraid happiness was fleeting, that I could never hold on to it, that something would come along and take it away from me. Now I look at the mountaintops, and more than anything, I feel excited. I know that I'm capable of reaching each and every one of them, that I belong there. I'm no longer afraid of my own greatness. With that, I also accept that after every climb, there's a descent. It's the nature of life. I can't do anything about it, so I choose to accept it. I cannot control anything outside of myself, only what I do. And I now know that whatever happens, I have the power in me to deal with it. Call it delusion, call it stubbornness, but I'm insisting on making the most out of my life. To not let life's stormy wind and hail stop me from climbing. To see them as nature nourishing the land, nourishing me. And if I just keep going, or wait them out if I can't, eventually I'll reach wherever it is that I need to go. I spent all of my life trying to be in control. Bulimia came from a desire to control my feelings of safety. In school, I tried to control what people thought of me by constantly shifting my personality. When I traveled, I used to jam-pack my days in an effort to see all the tourist places. I felt like I must see all of them in order to call it a successful trip. I also hated surprises. I feared they weren't what I wanted, and I always preferred knowing that I'm getting what I want and be excited for it instead. But I'm learning to let go. Life is so much better and more exciting when we flow. Yes, I still plan things. I still prepare and try to do everything I can from my side to create the foundation for opportunities to occur. But everything that's outside of me, I choose to leave to the universe, with the belief that it has my back. Even when things don't go my way, the universe has got my back. No door is ever truly closed unless I decide that it is. There's true freedom in believing that things will always work out. Maybe not always in the way we want them to, sometimes in ways we need them to, and it's actually even better. To finish this, I'd like to share a letter I wrote to my younger self, inspired by Elizabeth Gilbert's Letters from Love. My little one, I look into your big, beautiful brown eyes and I embrace you so tightly into myself until we become one. You are safe and protected within me. I'm sorry that you didn't feel safe growing up, that you felt alone, left out, hurt, and unwelcome. I'm sorry you felt the need to hurt yourself to get by. I'm sorry for every single tear you cried out of pain. I'm sorry you were bullied. I'm sorry you didn't think you were pretty enough, and I'm sorry you could never fully trust anyone. But, my little one, I'm so freaking proud of you. Remember that you always wanted to leave your parents' house? You did that. Remember that you always wanted to cut ties with your mom because she was hurting you? You did that. Remember that you always wanted to move to a new country and be free? You did that. Remember that you always wanted to be able to work from anywhere, anytime? You did that. Remember that you used to blush around people and feel extremely uncomfortable? You don't do that anymore. Remember how you used to want to do things but stopped yourself because you were too afraid to try? You don't do that anymore. Remember how you used to be friends with people you didn't even like just because you were afraid of being alone? You don't do that anymore. Remember how you were too afraid to love because you didn't want to get hurt? You don't do that anymore. Remember how you couldn't trust anyone and always believe the worst in people? You don't do that anymore. Remember how you never smiled in photos because you were too sad and unsettled? You don't do that anymore. Remember how self-conscious you were, how you couldn't enjoy yourself because you were too wrapped up in how you looked? You don't do that anymore. My little one, you have grown into a confident, smart, intelligent, strong, and fierce woman. You love and you trust. You are loved and trusted. You care about others. You care about yourself. You no longer associate your worth with your looks. You are empathetic, you are kind, you are forgiving. You refuse to play by most people's rules just because. You, my little one, are a leader. You created the freedom and the happiness that you always longed for within you. No one can take them away from you. You did that. People will come and go from your life and your circumstances will change, even those you love the most and can picture your life without. And yes, it will hurt. But you'll see that even when the clouds are gray, you will always find a ray of sun to bathe in. In time, things always gain a new perspective and the sky eventually clears. Always. So don't be scared of change, little one. Change is what creates life. It's what created you. Never hold on to things just out of habit. Always question, always get curious. Remember that while things change, you also change. And I want your heart and mind to always be in the right place. Life's too short to leave them unattended. And no matter what, through it all, I'm always going to be here with you. Always. You are a light, you are worthy, you are significant, and you are safe. Never forget that, my little one. I love you so freaking much. Your Annabelle. Thank you so much for watching, for listening until this point. I wrote this essay on June 6th when I turned 33. Now it's October 9th, so it's been about 4 months since then. And I gotta say that I have relapsed since then. I am no longer 46 days sober, but I do still believe in every single thing that I wrote in this article. And honestly, even if I didn't, I would still share it because when I started my Substack, when I started this channel, I vowed that I will tell the truth, and I will always do that. So the truth is, I have relapsed, but I am better now, and I have been on a new streak. Not yet 46 days, but I am on a new streak. And I still believe every single thing that I said in this article. So now that I'm reading it back, because I haven't read it since then, it's so nice to just see like the space that I was at then. And I feel like it's the same space that I am at now since I'm on recovery again and I am like actually started a whole new chapter in my life. So yeah, I just wanted to say this at the end of the video because I never want to be under any false pretenses. So as of today, October 9th, 2025, I am sober and I am doing really well. So again, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to read these articles way before I put them on YouTube, you can head over to my Substack. The link is in the description. And I also want to say that I recently changed the subscription on my Substack. So previously you could attend meetups and also get access to free guides and resources that I put on my Substack as part of the paid subscription. But now I moved them over to the free subscription. So as a free subscriber, you would get a free post every Friday, meetups every month with a community of like-minded people. It's essentially a support group where people who are struggling with binge eating, with bulimia, can get together and talk about it and just try to help each other out and grow from it together. I will put the link to that in the description where you can find all of the information and the dates and the times and all of that. And another thing you would get as a free subscriber is access to resources, like a resource bank that I'm putting together because I am learning a lot about binge eating, bulimia, and I'm educating myself a lot recently on the topic. So I've been listening to podcasts, reading books, articles, and so on. And I am gonna put like a whole bank of information of stuff that helped me, in the hopes that it will help you as well, so you don't have to go looking for it all over the place or maybe trying to find stuff that is not really what you need, because there's a lot of information out there. Some information talks about like different models of healing from binge eating or addiction. Other stuff like talks about it from a different perspective. So I'm trying to find what works for me personally, and if you resonate with anything that I put out, you might want to check this out as well. As a paid subscriber, you will get access to a section on my newsletter called Life with Bulimia, and this is where I share stories sort of from my past with bulimia. It's also things that I am incorporating into my new book at the moment. So whenever I write a chapter that I feel like I want to share online as well, I put it on there so you can get access to that. And also you will get any courses or guides or programs that I create in the future, you will get a discount. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comment section below, and I will see you soon. Bye.